Let's talk about sales. What I specifically want to talk about is one of the fatal mistakes that's made by a lot of salespeople. And it relates to our beliefs and our perceptions about what a salesperson is. And I'm going to give you a tip or some other ways to think about selling that are going to lead to better results. First off, let's start and think about what I call the continuum of pressure. And on this continuum, on one side, we have the high pressure salesperson. This is the salesperson we all think of when somebody says sales. They think of a used car salesman. They think of somebody who's pushy, slick, who is maybe not completely honest, high pressure, all of those types of things. Now, what traditionally happens is most people as sales professionals don't want to be a pushy salesperson. So the fatal mistake that oftentimes we make is counteracting that effect by saying, I don't want to be a high pressure salesperson, so I'm going to go all the way to the opposite end of the spectrum. And the fatal mistake with this is that most people, when they're buying a product or service, need some form of guidance. They don't have all the information you have as a salesperson. And so what they need is, in fact, about medium, what I call medium pressure. What they need is that little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, a little bit movement along the process to be able to give them ideas and answer some of their questions. And it's at this place where I like to be able to replace the word sell, which is a word that most of us don't like. When you talk to people about, here, I'm going to sell this to you, you know what the response is. No, please, not that. We like to take the word sell out of the equation, and I want to replace it with these three words. The word help, the word lead, and the word guide. And when you take the approach of your job is to help people, to lead them and guide them with about a medium pressure. And what by medium is, when people aren't sure, you continue to sort of force them to make small decisions along the way. You know, do you want it with, if it was a car, do you want a 4-door or a 2-door? And you help them through that process and answer questions. And then you move them to the next mini decision, which inevitably leads to better sales. So keep in mind that if you have a negative perception around what a salesperson is, and the first thing that comes to mind is that high pressure used car salesman type of approach, that you have to start to think in terms of these words: help, lead, and guide, and that's going to lead you to better sales.